We're just in time. Local forces barely fought off the Separatist first wave. Now there's going to be the landing armored MTTs loaded with battle. Best bet, we stop the advancing MTT before it reaches the Royal Palace. Got an arsenal of ion disruptors that should do the job. If we fail, well, then it gets ugly.
Hello guys, it's Star Wars Battlefront 2, basically the second coming of Star Wars Battlefront 1. What's different this time around? Well, basically, it's supposed to be a little bit more skill gappy, and there's no DLC paywalls. Other than that, it's the same mundane video game that you could expect out of DICE EA for Star Wars. And I'm not really one to shit on AAA titles. Actually, I'm lying. I am one to shit on AAA titles. I need to call people out for their bullshit. Star Wars Battlefront 1 was a huge flop. Financially, it was a success due to the fanboys basically getting their fan service. But Battlefront 2, all the little engine adjustments, class changes, the cards, etc., it's not going to change the flow of the gameplay whatsoever. The game is super unbalanced right now, and I don't care what cards or skills you unlock. You could be the best player on your team. You're not going to turn the tide if the rest of the team has their head up their ass. And unfortunately, that's just the thick of it. As far as playing with your friends, that's going to be a difficulty as well, because Origin still can't get their head out of their ass with this party system that has plagued Battlefield 1. Basically has turned people away from Battlefield 1 because the party system is absolutely atrocious using this Origin overlay. If it were up to me, I would get Battlelog back. If you could just put Battlelog back in place, get rid of this integration or whatever it is that you guys try to accomplish with Battlefield 1, that would be great. I will take that web interface that sucked any day over this Shift F1 bullshit that you guys made. Still doesn't work right. Different people show up in my friends list with the Shift F1 thing, and then they don't show up in game. And you can tell me it's a beta, blah blah blah. Bull fucking shit. I'm gonna call you on your shit. This is something that plagued BF1, and it's one of the main reasons why I stopped playing it, also besides the fact that it was just like Star Wars Battlefront 1, where there was no skill gap. You basically got a participation trophy for playing, all unlocks the longer that you grind in the game, and nothing is going to be different about Battlefront 2. Now, I heard something about microtransactions. That's not really what my focus is. Now, the single-player campaign of Battlefront is probably going to be amazing. I can pretty much give you that. The graphics. It's not to say that these guys do not know how to make a good-looking video game and a good functioning video game. It just seems that every time a new DICE EA game comes out and they brag about all of these features, it's like somebody pulling wool over our eyes to prevent us from seeing the bullshit that lays underneath it. Mediocre gameplay, unbalanced gameplay, click shooting. There's no way that you're gonna get into an engagement with anybody, kill like 7 people. You know, there's not gonna be any kill streaking. It's basically like Call of Duty. You're gonna get in there, you're gonna kill one person's gonna take you out, respawn, repeat. You know, you get to save up coins, you get to play your little hero or whatever. Same thing. And the heroes are a little overpowered. They are bullet sponges. And I don't know what people are doing sitting around getting points to even play these heroes. But I don't know. Like I said, gameplay super unbalanced. I don't think any kind of skill cards is going to change that whatsoever. The menu system in Star Wars Battlefront, it's super clunky. There's a lot of things. There's a home, play, collection, career, options, pre-order. That's obviously from the beta. The pre-order thing's probably going to go away. Duh. The options menu, super lackluster. The audio options aren't that great. You can't change the levels for in-game music, character voice, whatnot. It's not as layered as like Battlefield 1's option menu. I'm almost 100% sure you can't use a joystick with this game. Big surprise coming from DICE. I haven't tried it yet, but given Battlefield 1's track record, I'm almost 100% sure you cannot use a joystick with this game. You can use a gamepad However, the control options are a little lackluster flying with that. I have not flown on Battlefield 1 using a controller, so I have no idea if their controller options are similar. But the pitch and yaw and the spin, and then having the, or let me see, the pitch and roll on the same thing, I think with the southpaw setup, and then having your yaw left to right on the right joystick probably is the most logical joystick setup, and it's going to take a lot of tweaking. Also, speaking of controls, the DPI or mouse input sensitivity, whatever the case may be, is super off. It is super off. My mouse DPI is at 400 and it feels like it's at 2000 in this game, almost 2500. The slightest movement on my wrist and I can do a 360 in this game, whereas any other video game I have to make a couple of cycles around my desk to do a 360. So one, the mouse input is way the fuck off, way off. And even if it feels right for one character, it feels different for another character. So I don't know if that's a game mechanic. If I'm supposed to have an LMG, I'm supposed to turn slower. And if I got a little rinky-dinky pistol, I'm supposed to turn super fast. But I don't understand why that's a thing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Maybe somebody else can tell me I'm going crazy. But the mouse sensitivity, no matter how you adjust it, you can take it down a couple of notches, play with your character. As soon as you die, it feels like any changes to the mouse settings have not made a difference. Like it's super sensitive, and it's very unenjoyable for me from that standpoint. And you know, I don't have a problem hitting shots. I mean, you see me running around doing this, you know, a sniper volley, getting headshots, getting money. It's not hard for me to basically adjust my aim. But again, I just feel that the control settings could have been done a lot better with this game. The video options, I changed it to full screen. It ends up in like a small corner of my monitor, and you know, I did Alt Enter to basically force the full screen, and I lost all control in the game. I could still open up the console menu, but I could not control the game whatsoever. So there's that. I personally am just not impressed with Star Wars Battlefront 2. I didn't think I would be impressed. You know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm not to the point where I'll blindly pay for, you know, a shitty product like this. I hate to say it. I get it. It's a beta. It's not finished. But listen, man, it's DICE. I've been playing your games since I was 22, man. And I know you're not going to fix this. This game is going to come out exactly like this. A year from now, there'll probably be some changes or tweaks to the gameplay. You know, your meat and potatoes YouTubers are going to start crying about stuff after, you know, they're not obliged to promote your game anymore. And I know that their opinions are normally influenced by the money they get to play your game, and that's fine. You know, they don't want to step on your toes. You're basically paying their bills. I'm not a DICE partner. I'm not somebody that gets paid. I got this code from a friend. And, you know, I'm going to keep it 100% real. I love DICE video games. I think they're some of the best looking games, the best sound engineering. It's the best FPS engine any game can be built on. But they just always seem to fall short on the complete package. And I don't understand, like, where the fallout is, why this always keeps happening with their games. But 100%, I'm not going to make another Battlefield 1 mistake with this game. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is not going to get purchased by me. There's no way in hell. Unless there's another beta test that's going to come after this beta with some changes, after some initial feedback from people that have played it, that's the only way it's going to nail me. But, I mean, this, as far as I'm concerned, I could red box the single-player campaign on a PS4 and be done with the game and never touch it again. Due to the fact that we had such a hard time, we spent at least 2 hours tonight troubleshooting a DICE partner's internet connection because he would not show up in our friends menu. And I completely gave up. And then one of my other friends downloaded the game. He tried to get into a game as well. Same exact problem. You send him an invite that says player has left the game. Player is no longer playing the game. Player is currently in a game. When you're just sitting at the menu. So, I mean, DICE, I really hope you guys get your shit together and this game doesn't end up being a huge flop like BF1. Regardless of whatever numbers it did and how well it sold and blah, 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 blah. Nobody's playing BF1. Let's be real. Don't let that happen to this game. I feel like this game has some potential, but it just has way too many mechanical issues for it to be a hit, and that's my opinion. And if you get a chance to play the beta, I mean, form your own opinion, but, you know, take what I say with a grain of salt. I am no authority. Enjoy the game, you want to enjoy it, and that's pretty much my opinion. Thank you guys for watching, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Thank you.